it was the first thing I did with it. I did exactly what I said I was going to do with that money. I took the money, it was in my bank account, straight to the loan, paid the whole thing, paid off that entire payment so I could go back to my minimum payment, and then I could continue maintaining this entire time, and I have done that. I did with that. That's why I don't have that money anymore, because I used it immediately. Like I said I was going to. If I wanted to pay off the whole loan entirely, I would have asked for $40,000, which I'm not going to get because I'm not a psychopath. Okay? Like, that's ludicrous. I wouldn't ask somebody to pay for my entire schooling. Why would I do that? For my associate's degree? Pfft. No, that's my responsibility. I'm not an idiot. But it was brought up that apparently I haven't paid anyone back for that money that they sent me. This is not true. I'm gonna open YouTube real quick for you. Actually, I'm not even gonna bother showing it because there's no point. Because you can go to my channel and go through the video list. It's not like these videos are private or anything. I'm gonna go back a couple pages because it's been a while. I'm just gonna read off to you every single review that's been a request. Because here's the thing: nobody, I don't typically announce when a review was a request. I don't make it a point to say anything like that. Maybe I need to start doing that because according to everyone involved, I've never done that. I haven't done any, and none of my reviews have ever been requested. I haven't paid anyone back. I haven't given everyone what they paid me for. No. I have paid quite a bit of people, starting with the earliest that I remember. Actually, I say back, I think, no, I think that is the earliest. I think that was the first thing somebody sent me. Devil May Cry 1, 2, 3, someone sent me the Mega Collection. That was off the wish list. And we're just going to go down this list real quick, if I wasn't being called right now. Sorry about that. Anyway, where was I? Right, reading off things that were requests. Devil May Cry, all the games, off the wish list. Ninja Gaiden 2 and 3, off the wish list. Let's see. I believe Lost World was actually gifted to me too, so that's one. Sonic 06, off the wish list. Next page. Devil May Cry, the DMC, the remake, off the wish list. I paid for GTA 5, I paid for Alan Wake. Sorry, oh, Silent Hill Downpour, off the wish list. I haven't even gotten to the ones that were actually money. I'll get to those. Sorry, not done yet. Let's see, here we go, we're getting the good ones. Did someone buy me XCOM? I don't actually remember. I may have actually bought. No, 360. That was off the wish list. No, that 360 version. I wound up getting the PC version later so I could play multiplayer with Doc. That was a long time ago. I think that was actually before I was doing my current job. Go figure. Sonic Adventure off. No, that was paid for. That wasn't off the wish list. I already owned it. That was paid for. Someone. That was one of the first Patreon perks I paid back. Was that one. LSD. Here's where, because he said I never paid back the Dorito thing. That Dorito thing I did a few years back. LSD, Blaster Master, Digimon World, Conquers Bad Fur Day, Gex, Enter the Gecko. Do you see where I'm going with this? Devil May Cry 4 was off the wish list. Tails Adventure, Bart vs. the Space Mutants, Clock Tower, Metal Gear 2. I think that's all. There's only one of the Doritos that I never did, and that's because he is getting a full review. His name is Complete Works. What happened was I think I talked about it before. His game was an RPG, and I felt like I couldn't do the game justice with the micro review format, so I said I'd upgrade to a full review. And then I found out I couldn't emulate the game properly because there's some weird shit with the way it's coded. I have no idea what's going on with that. I included that at the beginning of one of my videos to explain that one. Then he requested a different game. Of course, it had to be a GBA game. That's also a pain in the ass for me to record for some reason. I don't know what the hell Fraps' issue is with GBA emulators. He's still high on my list for obvious reasons. Aliens Glowing Marines is off the wish list. I think Titanfall was... Did I pay for that one, or was that off the wish list? I don't even remember anymore. That might have been off the wish list, actually. Crash Bandicoot Warped, I think was a review I owed someone. Forza 5 it wasn't paid for, someone gave me a code for that, so I downloaded it and then reviewed it for them. Oh, okay, I'm actually going to stop. Actually, I've gone on long enough about this. My point is that I have been paying people back. Just because I haven't said I've been in the videos doesn't mean they haven't been done. The people who've actually... There's a reason why you don't see anyone complaining in the comments. Because they're coming. They're coming pretty slow, I'll admit. I should be able to get them out faster. But I'm working. If I was unemployed, do you really think I wouldn't have them done by now? Because I guarantee I would, because I have nothing better to fucking do. Yaiba, Ninja Gaiden Z was off the wish list. Freaking... Sonic Adventure 2 was just a request by, like, everyone under the sun, but that's the point. Hyrule Warriors was off the wish list. I mean, Resident Evil was one of the ones for someone who paid me. I mean, I have been. The vast majority of the reviews I've done in the last year have been things that I either owed people or have been sent to me. And I have all this stuff. I have this sitting over here by the Wii so I don't forget about it. I have these 3 sitting down here so I don't forget. Oh, 3, I can't even find the other one. I'll just grab the one. This shit, I mean, it is not like I have not been giving people back what they owed me. Or what I owed them. Sorry. Phrase that backwards. What I owed them. Because I guarantee if I had, someone would have said something long before David did. Here's the thing about David, is that some of the stuff he actually said is true. I'll give him that. First of all, fuck you for dropping R's name again. Not her real name, but I mean, seriously, you gotta drag that up. Listen. 2009 is when that happened. And that has been water under the bridge between me and her for the longest fucking time. I mean, we don't talk anymore. I wouldn't mind doing that. I mean, I don't think there's any animosity between us. We've talked about it numerous times. I've apologized profusely for that because I know I fucked up. I should never have gotten with her at all. Because I was not ready to be in a relationship with everybody else because I had not gotten over my ex at that point. But it happened. I regret that it happened. But I tell you what I don't like. I don't like... There's a reason why I can never seem to be able to get over anything. Because David's brought that up. You never seem to be able to get over anything. Because I used to have someone like him in my life, always bringing this shit up whenever he got mad. Because this has been a consistent issue with David over the years. Every time we had a fight about something, whether it was my fault or his fault or nobody's fault, it didn't matter. He always drugged up every single terrible thing I ever fucking did. He's brought up the R thing numerous times. He's brought up the other girl numerous times. He's brought up me leaving him in an airport for 9 hours, which I totally did. And you know what? Not sorry. Because he acted like an ass that day. Okay? He is the one who flipped out and demanded I take him back to the airport because he didn't want to be where we were anymore. What happened was, he had come to visit me. We went to a ZZ Top concert. Concert was actually pretty good. First day was great. Second day, we had like nothing to do. We were back at my house. We were just chilling. We watched some South Park, and he was just like, you got a mall around. Like, hey, why don't we go over to my friend's house and we could play some D&D or something? David doesn't really get into D&D. He was like, I don't know. I don't really like D&D. I'm like, come on, give it a chance. And he's like, okay. He didn't say no. Had he given me a hard no, we did something else. We get over there, we talk with this guy. He's a bit of an odd guy. When we sit down, everyone's being friendly. Next thing I know, David flips out, and by flips out I mean he finds an excuse to leave, calls me on his cell phone, screaming at me over the receiver, demanding I take him back to the airport. And throughout the car, he tells me, I almost had a panic attack in there, I can't believe you would do that to me. And I'm like, the fuck is your problem? Because he never explained until I would pick him up. I picked him back up at the airport at 9 o'clock that evening. I dropped him off. He went in the airport. I left. I went back to my friend's house. As soon as I get back to my friend's house, this motherfucker calls me and says, can you come back and get me from the airport? I think we should talk this out. No. I cannot come back to get you. Did I say that I was in a situation that I couldn't get out of? Yeah. Was that true? No. I don't care. I am not sorry about that one bit. Because David acted like a tool that day. He had a reason in his defense. I don't know why I'm speaking in his defense. When he explained it to me, I kind of understood, but he should have just said that to begin with, and everything would have been fine. I'm not going to tell you what the reason was, actually. Mostly because I'm not him. And I'm not interested in dropping personal bullshit on the internet as much as he seems to be, let alone destroying other people's friendships. You know what really bothers me about this whole situation, like, profusely? Is that nobody on his side of the argument bothered to ask me my side of the argument. And a lot of them were our former friends, or people that I haven't spoken to in a long time, but I'm not, like, I didn't think I was on bad terms with. There's a couple of them bother me more than others. Steven in particular, you bother me a lot. And don't tell me that you haven't been on David's side this whole time, because I just think it's funny that as soon as David stops talking to me, so do you. That's not a coincidence. Feel free to contact me on Skype if that's not true. Look, all I think was reasonable is for you guys to have just asked me my side of the story. Even if you decided not to believe me, or you thought that David was justified, or you think I deserve all this bullshit, at least you would have made an effort to say, hey, what the hell's going on? None of you did. Not one of you. And that bothers me quite a lot. Not all of you are former friends. Some of you I just kind of knew of. You weren't even acquaintances. But again, David's either leaving stuff out or is saying stuff that just is flat out wrong. When it comes to my kid, that's not true. When it comes to me working, that's not true either. When it comes to me not paying people back, also not true. When it comes to the personal shit, the R thing, that's true. That happened. But it was a long-distance relationship. How else was I supposed to break up with her? I won't say that it was under the correct circumstances, because it wasn't, but, you know, I've blamed myself for more than I care to count, and it's simply because people keep reminding me of things I've done. And I really don't understand why nobody else has to justify themselves but me. It just seems that way. It seems like it's a very consistent basis to where if I fuck up, I am reminded of it 5+ years. Again, R was 2009. The other girl, 2011. Was when that happened. At least the big part of when that happened. The other girl's been actually a long-standing issue. But again, she and I were on friendly terms too. I apologized to her on numerous occasions. David has painted me as a guy that shows absolutely no remorse and takes advantage of people. That's not true. I have never... You think I abuse women? I have never hurt a woman I've been in a relationship with or cared about intentionally. Have I hurt girls I've been with? Yeah. And that's something I have to live with. It's never on purpose, but it happened. Okay? And if that paints me as a terrible person because I was in a bunch of rocky relationships, fine. You win. You know what? I don't even care anymore. I honestly don't care, because I'll tell you what. You do realize that the whole reason I tried to kill myself 3 times was because of the guilt, right? Because I blame myself for my ex, for Jess in particular. David's right. She was the best thing that ever happened to me. I don't deny that. Well, sorry, second best thing that ever happened to me. My son is the best thing that ever happened to me. But I kind of throw them in the same group for some reason. I need to stop doing that because she's not coming back. I still have my kid. But because I felt bad, and the whole reason I didn't kill myself was because I thought my son deserved better than that. I didn't want him to have to grow up wondering why his daddy was too afraid to live.